Alright, we live? We're going live. Going live. We're live. We're gonna invite everyone to appear to invite in. Come on, get in here. We're ready. We're ready to go. It's a beautiful Wednesday. It's about noon, 12:30 or so. And it's a great day in paradise we got here. So basically, I hope you guys have been having some fun enjoying this great time together. You get to spend with your families, hopefully, and everyone that you're with and that you've been around. Hopefully, everyone in the house is staying safe and you guys are all together and hanging through these hard times. It's not easy. It's hard to get through these things when you can't find the light through the tunnel. So hopefully soon enough we'll be out of this and we'll get into better times and we'll get out of this little depression that we're kind of in. So hopefully, hopefully it'll be nice. Hopefully we're getting out of this pretty soon. So I was thinking, I mean, hopefully this rain's gonna hold off for a good majority of the day. I saw it said rain about 4 o'clock. I'm hoping to push it back as long as we can. We don't really know, but it's a beautiful day. We got the sun coming in and out, and hopefully you guys have been doing some fun activities already, and either have gotten outside or were able to. It's a little bit colder than it has been these past couple days, but it's still beautiful out. Hopefully you guys are getting some activities in and getting outside and soaking up this sun, enjoying this weather. So that's all I got for you. It's been about 50 degrees today, but it's a little bit nicer. You need that little bit of that cool breeze we got going on, and it's nice compared to some of the days we've been having where it's super hot to do things. So it's nice. Hopefully we'll have the rain push back a little bit, but I'm gonna make the most of this. So little Wednesdays we like to do some trivia, some word games, kind of guess the word, give you guys some hints, see what you guys can think about, and see what you guys could get. So we're gonna start with the letter F today. I think we left off with the one before it, so we'll keep continuing and keep going from there. So it should be pretty good. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Hopefully you guys will like it, and it's for you guys. So we're gonna see how it goes and where it takes us. So it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys have fun while doing it, and we're gonna make the most of it. So it should be pretty good. So we got a great day. I'm gonna start off with some great words for you guys. So let's see what we could get. See what words you guys could get and see what you guys can think of. So I'm gonna start with the letter F, like I said, and I'll start with some easier words or words with less letters, maybe some three-letter words, and I'll work our way up and work our way around it. So we'll see how it goes and see what you guys think. So first word I got for you, it it's a pretty easy word. It's a three-letter word. It I guess the way you would think a lot about it is when you have or fish. Fish usually have these. It's something on them that kind of helps them to be able to, what's the word for it? Able to swim around and help them get around and kind of guide them to where they're going. I guess you could kind of consider them like limbs or like our arms and legs, for instance, for fish. So that's one way to think about it. And usually all those types of, usually all, or, all right, not all, what is it? What's the word for it? Not all animals that are going to be living in the sea are going to have these, but a good majority of them, and most fish, I would say, will have these. So it's pretty easy to think about. Let's see what you guys got. What do you guys think about this one? So pretty cool. So maybe I'll a different way of explaining it. So when you have or think about fish. So let's take fish into consideration for a moment, and let's let's say when fish are swimming around, they're usually using these things to help them kind of maneuver around and kind of help them to guide them where they're going. And they usually they might have one like on the top, on in the back of them, or underneath them. What do you guys think? You know, here another. I think another good way to put this is when if you guys ever go surfing, you guys have a surfboard. A lot of times on the bottom of the surfboard, they might have these little things, but a lot of times for the majority of people, you'll know them with fish. So a lot of times, fish have these things called fins, and with the fins, it kind of helps them to kind of get around and move around, and it's pretty cool. So we'll move on to another one. So as we're on the topic of animals, we'll move to another one. So what we were just talking about, fish. A lot of fish have they have gills, they have fins, they have many um, different body parts and different types of I guess textures and shapes and all different things than other animals we might see here on like the land. So although we're animals, a lot of times we won't have these types of we might not have this necessarily. Um, Not everyone might have it. Some people might be considered to have it, but it's more of a joke, and we don't have this type of kind of coat, but we do have we do have hair. We do have hair, and if that's what you want to consider, our body hair, it could work. It might work for what you're thinking, but keep it along the line. So most animals on land have this, and a lot of times, you might see people wearing these different types of coats. It's a blank coat. You might see people wearing them. They're very warm. They're usually very expensive because it's a lot harder to make and to get and kind of the whole nine yards with that. But um, usually you'll see in cold temperatures or when you're going to a fancy party, sometimes ladies might wear these types of coats. Um, but bringing it back to animals, a lot of times animals um, they'll be kind of skinned for their for what I'm talking about with them, and it's made into like coats. People make endless things with it, but a lot of the majority of the times you'll see coats or hats or scarves, I guess you would consider it, but a lot of the times it's coats you're gonna think of it with, and there's many different types of these coats within the category of the broader topic of in which I'm speaking about. So it's a shorter word, it's a three-letter word, but every each animal kind of has their own specific type of this, and that's kind of where you get these different types of fur coats and different types of furs that you might use as rugs or plenty of different things, and the options are realistically endless. So pretty cool, but pretty cool with like the amount of things you're able to do with it. But most people try not to. They try to save the animals as much as they can, but it's not always like that. So a lot of times I was thinking of women might be wearing fur coats. And fur coats, they're pretty cool. They're very warm, and they're usually they're right from an animal, so they kind of take the skin and kind of all their fur, and they're able to make it into say like a coat or many different things like that. So They're usually pretty elegant. Sometimes you'll see them like at like a fancy type of party or things like that where they're going to like say like a ball where they're needing like a fancy gown and a fancy outfit and people are going to see them. They're trying to impress. You might see things like that or even just you're going out in the wilderness and say you're coming you're gonna or oh man, how about we go along with the lines of this? So your dog has fur, and you pet his fur. That's what you're kind of petting. So something as easy as that, but pretty cool little thing and not bad. So we're gonna move on to another thing. So it's another three-letter word. Starts with the letter F and shouldn't be too bad. So a lot of times you might have if something's broken in your house and you got to do something with it, you try to do these types of what? That a lot of times the expression is if it's not broke, don't blank it. But what do you think? A lot of times say like a pipe might burst in your house, it might break, so you're gonna kind of have to call someone in to get it repaired. Or what's another word for kind of repaired that you guys might think of? Say like your AC or your heat breaks, and it's prime time in the season where you're gonna need it. You're gonna have to get someone in there ASAP to come and repair it for you, or get the problem issue taken care of so that you're able to turn the heat back on, or you might even be able to turn the AC back on in the blistering heat when it's super hot out in the summer. But a lot of times, uh, you might hear like contractors or different types of like construction workers consider themselves as a handyman, and a handyman are usually able to kind of take care of all the issues in the house and clean them up to make sure that they're going to be perfect as they were when they were first put in. What do you guys think? Or say you're having an issue with your car. You guys drove or are still driving some of them, and say you guys have an issue with your car. Say your check engine light goes on. You have to bring it to the mechanic or someone to get the issue taken care of. You need that guy to come and blank the problem. You got it. Yep. Fix the problem. You need to fix the problem. So if there's a problem, you always got to fix it. And different things like that. So when an issue comes, it's easier to fix it right away than to wait and kind of let it progress and get worse. So the longer you wait to fix an issue, the worse it'll get. So you gotta fix things quick, and don't fix something that's not broken. Hmm. So I have a word for you. It's a three-letter word. It starts with the letter F, and the best way I could kind of think about this word to explain it for you guys is it's a type of machine you would usually find in an office, usually in a doctor's office, and I kind of like to think of it as like an as kind of like an email that has to it's basically like an email the way it's kind of sent, and it's um, basically like for specific documents in which you're not really allowed to email or the email won't be as secure as easily. A lot of times might use one of these kind of blank machines to send things, and a lot of times I always think about it with doctors' offices or kind of like businesses. Bigger businesses are gonna kind of have it. Normally, you don't really have them in your houses. Of course, you might. Some people might have them in their house, depending on what they do and what they might need it for. Um, but it's kind of basically like a way for documents to be transmitted and kind of received by this specific machine. A lot of times, I always think about doctors' offices. A lot of times, like what is it called? X-rays or different testing or like results might be sent through this type of machine. You got it. That was good. I'm glad. So, like a fax machine. Fax machine is something that I usually like to think about is going to be in kind of those bigger businesses, or not even bigger businesses, but kind of more of a business. It's more of a business type of thing where it's not like a printer where every person might have one, or a computer where everyone might have one. So, pretty cool little thing. I always like to think about them because I always think, oh, like you could just send an email, or there's other ways to do it, but some people only use the fax machine. So it's a cool little thing, and if you have one, awesome to you, because it's hopefully it comes in pretty handy for you. So the next, I got a good one for you. It's something that we're trying to all stay. So I'm keeping it a little broad for now, and we're gonna bring it down. But so we're all trying to kind of stay this type of just trying to stay like this throughout these times, and with being home and not being really allowed to go out and to be doing much. A lot of people aren't doing much because they're staying home. They're doing what they're supposed to. But when with staying home all this time, a lot of people, you hear all these jokes and all these things where people have been drinking a lot, they've been eating a lot of food, and kind of basically when they finally have to go back to work and back to doing the things that they have to get done, um, it's gonna be hard to get into the swing of things and to get back into shape after eating so much and not really exercising a lot. So we're all trying to stay or we're all trying to stay in shape. And I guess another word for in shape could be what? Might be a three-letter word that starts with the letter F, but pretty good. So we're all trying to do different activities and different exercises that will basically keep us in shape and kind of make sure that we're not overindulging in foods and kind of hurting our body with these different things where people are gonna come back, or you see all these funny things where at the end of this quarantine people aren't gonna be they're all gonna have to be going shopping because they're gonna need new clothes because they're not gonna fit in their old ones. So just something kind of funny like that. So everyone is trying to stay. Oh man, they got it fit. Yeah, everyone's trying to stay fit right now. They're trying to do the most that they can, and even if, just say you look outside out the window, you're seeing people every very often. Yep, exactly. Yeah, we're all trying to stay as fit as we can, and it's pretty hard because everyone. Oh, very good. Everyone you don't want to lose shape, and a lot of times well, actually right now the gyms aren't open, so no one's able to get to them, no one's able to go to them, and a lot of times the gyms are kind of these people a lot of people's only way of exercising. Even if they get in a half hour or an hour at the gym a day, it'll make them feel better, it'll keep your body working, and it does like a number on your body, and it makes you feel good. So whatever you guys can do, even if you're able just to go on a bike ride, kind of walk around the neighborhood, go for a little stroll, try walk into the stores maybe instead of driving. Many different things you can do just to kind of stay in shape and kind of be able to um, keep going. You guys don't want to be sitting down. You don't want to stay down for too long. You got to stay moving. You got to stay active. And with all this rain, I know it's kind of been a little bit down and gloomy, but hopefully, since we're out of April now, we're gonna start getting into this better time and these better months and these hotter months where you don't want to be inside. You don't want to be sitting inside, and you want to be outside doing whatever you can. Even if you guys could just get outside and eat dinner, it's a beautiful thing because you're changing up a little bit. It's beautiful when you don't have to be wearing a coat. It's not windy. It's gonna be beautiful, and you're only gonna see people outside probably pretty soon. So depending on how this goes, it's really gonna be kind of changing things. But looks like it's getting better, so pretty good. So let's move on to another word. I got a pretty good word for you guys. Now I was thinking about this word. It's a three-letter word, and whenever I think about it, I always think about the movie Shrek. The movie Shrek. I know it's you guys probably seen it with either your grandchildren or maybe your children, but kinda it's one of those movies. Well, in the movie they talk about a place, um, and it's a pretty big place where they have to go, and it's kind of like the castle, and the castle might be known as blank blank away, and it was the same word twice, and it's kind of the word that I'm looking for. So a lot of times, uh, well, with just saying this before, I said you guys could try walking to the store, something along the lines of that. It's a different way of kind of doing it. And a lot of excuses might be, oh no, it's way too blank, and it might be a good reason why people don't kind of want to go and don't want to walk there. And that's why they'll either try riding a bike or they might even try driving there because it's too much for them. Or a good way for this is say if it's too far to walk, you're gonna drive. If it's too far to drive, you're gonna take a plane. And I gave the word away. So very good, yeah. If something's too far, far like far far away, far. If it's not close, it's far. If it's not near, it's far. All right. So let's get on to another one. We got birds. Birds outside. Going back to animals. With all these birds outside, you see them doing a lot of this, and it's kind of their main way of transportation. And usually, I guess you would consider our main way of transportation is walking around our feet. That's our number one way of doing things. We're basically on our feet all day long for the most part, and we're always doing things. We're always up, always about, and on our feet doing things. So if you think about it, let's just say ha- birds they're able to walk, but most of the time they usually do this, and we're able to do this too, but it's not as easy. We're not naturally able to do this. We have to go on some type of machinery to kind of get us to feel like we're doing this. A lot of times people might do this if it's too far for them to drive. They might take a plane and they might kind of go there. Another word for go there. What are the how are they getting there? You're right. They're flying. A lot of birds. They all fly. They're flying around. They do a lot of different things. Um, I got a good one for you. Three-letter word. Starts with the letter F, and hopefully you guys like it. So when you guys are, let's say, when you guys are doing something and the time flies by, it means you're having a lot of this. And when time is going very slow, you're not having a lot of this, and you're kind of watching the clock, and time is going very slowly. A lot of times, this is your ultimate goal and what you're trying to do. Um, Sometimes you'll throw a party because there are a lot of this. You might go do an activity that you really like because you have a lot of this while doing it. And try to do this as much as you can because keeps you healthy, keeps you active, and keeps you doing things. So fun. You have a lot of fun in things, and you gotta make the most of things to have fun while doing them. So I like to have fun. I think you guys like to have fun. You guys gotta make the most of what you could do. So always gotta do good and gotta do good for others, and the more you can do for others, hopefully the more it'll come back to you because a lot of times you see the bad things coming back and you want good things. You don't want bad things to happen to you. You want good things to happen and good things to happen to you. So let's keep going. I got two animals that I think you guys could get. But for one, we're gonna keep one for now. So, three-letter word that starts with the letter F, and it's an animal you don't really want as a pet. It's usually a wild animal. You could find them in the woods or in the forest or usually kind of in those atmospheres you'll find them more. They're not so much in these residential areas. They're not as friendly. You're not able to go up and just pet them. They don't really like people much, and you don't really want to like them as much. But kind of think of them like wolves or like huskies almost, not so much as like a dog, but it's like an animal just like that. It's kind of like a wild one of them. So exactly. They're not able to be trained as well, and most people do not have these as pets. Some people might, you see a couple, but for the most part, you don't find many of them as pets, and you don't want them as a pet. So, you got it? Yep, just like a wolf. It's a fox. So that's what I was thinking. A fox is kind of one of those wild animals in which you wouldn't want as a pet. You might see them. Hopefully, you don't see them in person, but if you do, you're gonna try to stay safe and gotta be good. So, a lot of times you guys will have this object on the ceiling. If you look up, you usually have it on the ceiling. It's not like a light that you might have, but a light might be connected to it. Usually, it has its own switch for the power to turn on and off, different from the light, but it's it's a pretty cool little thing. It helps to light up the room and kind of help it when it's hot. It gets the air moving and the air circulating, and sometimes you might even have like one you could put on your desk or one in the corner of the room. What do you guys think? Yep, you're pretty good. It was like a ceiling fan. What do you guys think? A ceiling fan? Pretty good, right? You guys will have them kind of in usually the main rooms if you have them at all. Not every room might have it. Not every house might have it, but you might see them in some houses, in some places, restaurants, different places. So pretty cool. All right, I got a good one for you. Talk about some food and what you guys think of that, and see how it goes. So with food, what kind of food do you guys like? Gave away another one. That's not where I was going, but food. A lot of food you're able to do this with. You're able to deep blank food. Or a lot of times you might get these types of objects from a restaurant or a fast food place. I know McDonald's is kind of known for them, or different little restaurants like that are known for their specific ones that they have, and they usually come from potatoes. They're usually small, like not potato chips, but very similar to those. It's another way of doing it, but a lot of times very good. You got it. Yep. A lot of times like French fries, or I like to think of like deep fry. You like to deep fry things, and usually turns out very good and have a lot of fun while you're doing it. It's a great little thing. I've heard about deep frying like Oreos or Twinkies, different foods like that. So pretty cool. Uh, Definitely probably good to try them. So do what you can. So I'll move on to four-letter word or so. So you guys probably have one of these hanging outside of your houses, somewhere in your house. It's each country has their own one of these, but we have ours. We kind of have an allegiance to go along with it, and it's it's pretty cool. So each country has their own one of these. They usually hang it up. When you talk about a country, they're usually known for this, and ours is red, white, and blue. It has 50 stars on it, representing the 50 states, and it has the blue and white stripes along with it as well. Do you guys know in which I'm referring to? A lot of times you're gonna see them very very like a lot of the time, a good majority of the time you're gonna see them in front of people's houses, or they might have a pole to hang one of these on. Um, it's kind of just a way to distinguish people or a type of group or a country, different ways like that. It's kind of like it's theirs, you know it's theirs, and you know it's them. So pretty cool. Did you get it? Very good. Flag. A flag is kind of, we have like our own flag, which was red, white, and blue, and it kind of basically symbolizes our country and kind of what we stand for and stuff like that. So pretty good. So I'll end off with one more word for you guys. It's just about that time, but I'm thinking this is a good word to end off on. It's a good word for you guys, and I think it's a great thing all together. So hopefully you guys will like it and you guys will enjoy it, and that's all we can do. So let's see what you guys can get. So these most of these so this is a category. It's kind of a more broader category, but they usually go along the lines with vegetables. So vegetables are usually the greens that you kind of want to be eating and you want to be taking care of, and you want to make sure that you're eating your greens and your vegetables to stay healthy and to kind of stay active and to make sure your body is doing good. So within this category in which I was thinking of, it's kind of, you can make a salad with this. There's endless things you're able to do with these types of things. Most of all, though, it's the broader topic of all these items, and a lot of times they're pretty sweet. You're able to eat them kind of at any time of the day, lunch, breakfast, dinner. Um, they're good. They're good for you. You don't want to eat too much of them, because they do have a lot of sugar, but you want to eat your good majority of these a day, um, and they're good for you. So I thought it was a good way to kind of end off on. A lot of times people might make these types of smoothies you hear about, and they're delicious because they're very sweet and they have some ice, and they're pretty good. So hopefully you guys, did you guys get it? You got it. Fruit. So a lot of times people love their fruit. It's great for you. You're able to have plenty different kinds of it, and they're endless. A lot of times you're able to kind of go outside and pick them if you have any of the plants or things like that. So pretty cool. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope it was a good one for today, guys. And hopefully everyone's safe and hanging in there, and hopefully we'll get through this soon and be finished with it. So thank you guys. Hopefully you guys did good, and Hopefully you guys liked it. So stay safe. Goodbye, guys.